piece. It's a writing nook. And on the subject of conversation, Dick Cavett. He can talk with the best of them, and that includes our Lee Cowan.
So where was famed Cavett's Cove? Where is that?
That's it.
I read at some point that clothing was optional in Cavett's Cove on the beach.
Well, you could wear it.
You could.
If you wanted to.
There are a lot of endearing stories like that happened at this endearing place. Dick Cavett's oceanfront getaway in Montauk, Long Island.
People fall in love with it. People are always asking me, watch, you'll ask if you can come back.
The house is historic. It was one of 7 beach cottages designed back in the 1880s by flamboyant architect Stanford White. Cavett and his late wife, actress Carrie Nye, bought the house in 1966, just before his TV star went supernova. The Dick Cavett Show! His talk show was often the talk of TV, and many of the celebrities Cavett hosted on stage, he also hosted out at that beach house, including Woody Allen, Lauren Bacall, even playwright Tennessee Williams.
Tennessee said, hey, Dick, it's the most beautiful house I've ever seen in the North.
But on one tragic night in 1997, a fire destroyed it all, leaving only the brick chimney as a grim sentinel.
And you can't imagine your house being gone. Every cell, I think, in your body, probably, if it could be seen and magnified, moves at that moment.
Because you lost everything, right?
Yeah.
Cavett and Nye set about to rebuild it, but only had their memory and pictures to go by. Forensic architecture, they called it. And out of all those ashes came a near exact replica of Stanford White's historic home. He would have liked it. He would have said, you did good, Dick.
I think Stan would have said, hey, Dick, you done good.
He did good in his career, too. He started as a comedy writer for The Tonight Show's Jack Paar in 1961, then continued writing for Johnny Carson, even doing a little stand-up himself.
You ever sit home quietly by the fire, rereading Dickens, or...
When he finally got his own show in 1968...
Can I tell one story parenthetically before getting to that?
Sure.
He just shut up and let his guests talk, something his mentor, Jack Paar, had suggested.
I made the 10 best dressed list in Poland.
He said, hey, kid, when you're going to do this show, don't do interviews.
Don't do interviews.
Don't do interviews. Make it a conversation.
I think you do a yeoman's job. There's nobody else on television that does what you do.
He landed in guests who rarely did other shows, like Marlon Brando, John Lennon, and Yoko Ono.
So you're Jack Lemmon.
Yes. And you're Fred Astaire. Or is it Orson Welles?
Not Fred Astaire.
And the great Groucho Marx.
Anybody can say something dirty and get a laugh.
Huh?
But say something clean and get a laugh. That requires a comedian. I wasn't looking at you at the minute.
Stuff did happen. Intelligent stuff did get talked about. Politics got talked about. Social issues got talked about, which on most talk shows, that didn't happen.
I just didn't make a point of that. I just thought the world is full of more things than show business. You choose to do the kind of show you choose to do.
The conversation didn't even have to include Cavett. He got Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier to square off, not only verbally, but almost physically.
Now, are they kidding, boys and girls, or not?
I didn't think they'd hit me, but I didn't know.
Greetings, Mr. Hitchcock.
How do you do?
Very nice to see you.
I have to say, though, sitting across from someone who made conversation on TV the best it could be is a little intimidating for me to sit across
Intimidating for you?
Because you're so good at this.
Is that why you've stuttered and stammered the whole way
That's
through?
exactly why I stammered. See, I'm doing it now. You have a gift, sir.
Okay, I dare them to cut this out. You are really good.
Well, coming
Really
from you,
good.
Coming from you, that means a lot.
I say that to everybody, of course, but
And there we have it. But perhaps his greatest back and forth chat was with Katharine Hepburn, who famously thought of talk shows as being mostly tactless.
Do you want to hear the story of my life? I presume that's why I'm here.
sure, she was wary because nothing in her experience had any real connection with sitting and talking
About herself.
about herself.
Move it out. Move it out.
She made him move the furniture on the set. She told him his carpet was ugly. But Cavett kept her talking.
Yes, she wouldn't shut up.
At one point, Hepburn even referenced that house of Cavett's back in Montauk, which she implied held the same romance as her own beach getaway across Long Island Sound in Connecticut.
And each one of us has a secret, you know, and you go to Montauk and you try to rebuild your secret, and I go to the mouth of the Connecticut River in my childhood, and I try to rebuild mine.
But after more than 50 years, the time has come, Cavett laments, to put his seaside treasure and the 20 acres of moorlands around it up for sale. Asking price, $62 million and change.
So why, after all these years, do you want to sell this perfect place?
I don't want to sell it.
You don't want to?
No, you'd have to be a fool to want to sell it.
The home's charm never wavered, but at age 80, Cavett's enthusiasm for its upkeep did. Even fairy tales, he reasons, have to come to an end. Just like summer.
It's just a new chapter?
That could be. Let's call it that. Yeah.
One of these.
Ahead,
This is a little boy.
bugs, just scratching the surface.
I mean, isn't that a face that everybody would love?